Hi friends, welcome back. So we are going to be doing day 7 of a Proverbs a day challenge. So I really liked reading out of the Passion Translation yesterday and also reading with my little, a commentary. So I want to read out of the Passion Translation again for chapter, what are we again? 7. Okay, so again, I'm not going to read the full chapter. I'm just going to go over a couple of verses that kind of stood out to me this time while I was reading it. The chapter is pretty self-explanatory. It's talking about, here it says wisdom, your true love. It's talking about the difference between wisdom, loving wisdom, and then a man who lacks it and he follows an adulterous woman down to her house, and the guy is kind of sitting back watching, like, I saw it from the beginning how she captured him and he went downhill kind of thing. So a lot of it is obviously metaphoric, but a lot of it is actually relative to what we're going through in life, everyday life. Like, we have to use our mind when we are when we are met with lust, we cannot chase after it. When we are met with temptation, we are not supposed to give in to it, and we're supposed to look past the things, or some of the desires that we want, the flesh things that we want. We are to look past them. So let's jump in and get started. So I'm going to focus on reading verses 1 through 4. That's all we're going to cover today. Excuse me. So chapter 7, it says, "Stick close to my instruction, my son, and follow all my advice. If you do what I say, you will live well. Guard your life with my revelation truth." So I'm going to stop here. I love that it says, guard your life with my revelation truth. We have to understand, as believers, there is one truth. We hear people say things like, I'm just living my truth. This is me. This is how I feel. Well, this is it. That's not the truth. We understand and we live by one truth, with the truth, which is God's truth, which is his way. Remember, his ways are higher, right? Remember that we have to have our thoughts and our minds aligned with Christ. So our truth is it's not valid. It's his truth that is valid. So I love that this version says revelation truth, because when I think of revelation, I think of like that aha moment. Like, you know how you see those memes when it was like, I was today years old when I found out this is what this was for, this is what that meant. All of life we were going through doing that thing the wrong way, and then it just hit us once and we're like, oh my God, this is how it's supposed to be. That makes sense. That's what it's saying when it means revelation truth. So the next verse, it says, for my teaching is as precious as your eyesight. This is so important. My teaching is as precious as your eyesight, just because eyesight, and obviously I have all of my senses, thank the Lord, but I would assume that's a really big one you don't want to lose. I would assume smell you might be okay without, but I don't know. Some people had COVID and they said life sucked without it, but eyesight is something that we need. God gives us visions. God gives us things through our eyes. That's how we see things. That's how we see people. That's how we discover. That is how eyesight is such a blessing that God has given us. It's such a blessing to be able to see things in color, to imagine, to see things come to life. So it says, my teaching is as precious as eyesight. So the word precious, also, it just means like, it's something you don't want to take for granted. It's something that you should guard, something that you should protect, something that you should keep, something of value. That is what God's wisdom, that is what God's teaching is for us. That's what it should be for us. So I love, excuse me, that it says, for my teaching is as precious as your eyesight. So the next verse says, treasure my instruction and cherish them with your heart. Verse 4, and we'll stop here. It says, say to wisdom, I love you, and to understanding, you are my sweetheart. I love this. I'm a sucker for words. So I love that it says, say to wisdom, I love you. So think about who you love. And if you're not dating, if you're not married, that's fine. Think of a relationship with like your mom or your dad or your sister or your child, something like that, or your best friend. You would say to them, you love them. They mean so much to you. You care for them. You do anything for them. That is how we are to see wisdom. We're to see wisdom as that precious thing that you can't live without, that precious thing that's like, oh my gosh, I just want to give you my everything. That is how we are to see wisdom. And then it says, and to understanding, you are my sweetheart. We all know what a sweetheart is. In this millennial world, we say bae or boo or, whatever that term is. But think of understanding, which is like clarity. Think of that as your sweetheart, someone who you love, someone who you cherish, someone that's close to you. That is how we're supposed to look at wisdom, and that is how we're supposed to look at look at understanding. So I love, love, love that this is what it says. And then verse 5, may the two of you protect me, and may we never be apart. Love this. May the two of you protect me, and may we never be apart. So if you have wisdom, if you have understanding, and they go hand in hand and you have them, you will never not know what God is taking you to. Because remember, the wisdom that we're talking about, it's not knowing like 1 + 1 or which way the wind is blowing. It's not that kind of wisdom. It's that true revelation knowledge, the fear of the Lord. Remember, chapter 1, verse 7. True knowledge is the foundation. Wow. True knowledge is the foundation. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge. My God. Sorry. Anywho, so we have to understand that is basically what this verse is talking about. Verse 5. We have to understand that in order to keep both of them together, they go hand in hand. And if we have them that are going hand in hand, everything else will fall into place. So I went a tiny bit longer than I thought. I was going to try to keep it like right at 5 minutes, but this was good. I wanted to share it. So then starting at verse, 5, halfway through verse 5, that's when it goes into this poor man who went to the adulterer's house. So anywho, you guys read your Bible, read chapter 7 today. It's such a good chapter. There's so much knowledge in it. And I will meet you back here tomorrow for day 8, which is one of my favorites because it's all about wisdom again. But okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.